Hey guys, it's Tally and Charlie here, ROUTEBURN Classic Mountain Run, and we've got a stunning morning this morning. We're heading into a World Heritage Site, National Park, corner of the world. Live the dream down here. This is New Zealand. We're extremely lucky to have access to these amazing forests. Now just check this out here. So we're just climbing up from the start of the main divide, which is a Milford Road, the road that traverses through to the famous Milford Sound. Gets around 2+ million visitors a year at the moment, but since we've recovered from COVID, although New Zealand was a lot slower than most countries, we were held in lockdown too long. This is a very, very well travelled and visited corner of New Zealand. Look at this trail, stunning. So we're going to be out here for about 8 or 9 hours. You can probably hear the heli above us, and hopefully we get everybody through unscathed and in one piece. So guys, this is the site of the old Howden hut. 3.5 k's in at the moment, and it was taken out by a landslide. So the hut used to sit here. This landslide came down and pretty much wiped half the hut out. Fortunately, no one was hurt. There were people in the hut at the time. Warden's hut's over there. And look at that beautiful lake. Stunning. So that's the choppers just radioing in, making sure that everyone's all good. Look at the weather we're heading to, guys. So we've got blue sky up over the saddle. Absolutely stunning. Petrified trees all the way through here. So now we're going to start climbing up into Mackenzie and then over the beautiful Southern Alps, which is right over the top of the Ring of Fire, the Earth's main tectonic plate. It rained really heavily last night through here and over the pass, but today the front's cleared, so you know, you couldn't have asked for better weather really. It's been a cool start this morning, not as cold as it usually is. We had about 13 degrees Celsius at 8 AM at the main divide. Usually it's a lot colder than that by at least 10 degrees, often down to freezing level. The event started 2 weeks earlier this time round, and we're probably benefiting from that extra 2 weeks. It makes a big difference down this part of the world. We're down by the 45th parallel, so 45 latitude south. So even better still if they could get it at the very end of March, that would be ideal. But beggars can't be choosers. Look at this absolutely world class forest. So as I just tail end the competitors in this run this year, world-class ROUTEBURN Track, top track in New Zealand, top 2 next to the Milford. I actually think it's more beautiful than the Milford Track, to be completely honest. But anyway, that's my opinion. But there's 2 definite sides to this forest. It's because there's a mountain range running north to south, and the weather in this part of the world slams in predominantly from the Southern Ocean. So as it comes in off the Southern Ocean from the west, the fronts get forced up the mountain range, and they lose a lot of their moisture on the side. So you get around 7 meters of rain. 7 meters. No exaggeration. One of the wettest corners on the planet. And consequently, you get all this beautiful, mossy, fantastic rainforest. And this is why some of the big blockbuster movies are brought here to film, because there's nothing better than natural environment. CGI can only do so much. Look at this though, look at these trees. And this moss is often hundreds of years old. So they use this moss, this is called sphagnum moss, and it can hold 100 times its own weight in moisture. So days gone by, they used to use sphagnum moss for exporting perishables. And Mother Nature's technology. Quite something really. But yeah, these forests are just unfriggin' believable. We've spent a lot of time through Europe recently, walked and hiked a lot of trails. This is right up there with the best, in my opinion. Right up there with the very best. Just wow. So that's Erland Falls, guys, and I just wrapped up and I still got soaked, so absolutely pumping after all the rain last night. But yeah, that's what you can look forward to when you come through here, especially after a good decent rain. You'll get a nice little shower spot for yourselves.
Let me know when you get seated and what your assessment on the accord.
So just below us, guys, is the exit point to Hollyford. So you can actually link up the ROUTEBURN track with a Hollyford. The best way to obviously do it is to drop down from up here into the Hollyford Valley. The Hollyford track is absolutely breathtaking, but it's a long one. It's at least 3 nights, and you can fixed wing aircraft out from the bay at the end on the west coast, or in fact plane in, airlift in and do the walk out. So there are many options, but just look down, you'll see it's starting to clear. So we're just in a little inversion layer here at the moment as we climb up to the Mackenzie Hut. Not cold, had it a lot worse this time of year. We've had literally knee-deep snow, no joke, and crunchy freezing ice, and today's actually quite pleasant. If you look down in there, you can see the valley floor. So that's the Hollyford Valley running from left to right. West is to our right. Alright, we'll get up around the top of this. These are big rocks, guys. So the tectonic plate runs right through under my feet. New Zealand is well overdue for a mega quake, actually. So we've got the Kermadec Trench just north of us, and the two plates have the more or most movement than any other plate meeting place on the planet. So we're well overdue. You usually get an 8.5 and up every 300 odd years. So we're well overdue by about 30-40 years. Hi guys. Hey. So at any time it'll let go. We've got relatively good facilities and infrastructure in place, but there'll still be a hell of a lot of damage.
Well, this is it.
So we're now running through my favourite part of this beautiful track, the ROUTEBURN. Little wonder they bring blockbuster movies in here. Look at this. A few New Zealand robins in the trees. I just got visited by Kia on the Alpine point dropping into the forest just before. The world's only true alpine parrot. And there goes some bird life. We're just dropping down now towards Mackenzie Hut, and that's the overnight stay for hikers. Quite a big Department of Conservation hut there. See the clouds burning off now. These beautiful southern beach forests, they're absolutely stunning. That's usually just white with snow most year round. So we're between a place called the Orchard and Mackenzie Hut, about to climb up over the pass. So you just use a topo map. Google Maps may have it, but topo maps have got it. And we're trying to push play here because we've got a couple of runners ahead of us that will possibly miss the 11 AM cutoff as well. Had a very busy morning this year's event. Broken nose, sprained ankle, potentially broken or fractured, and probably 12 to 15 non-starters, give or take, and a few that are going to miss the cutoff. It's all go, it's all part of it. This is Phil. So guys, we're just getting up on the top of Oceans now. So around the corner in that valley there is the Mackenzie Hut. We're looking back out the way we've come in. That's the main road just there. You may be able to see it in the distance. If you zoom in, you'll see a motor vehicle just parked there, but that's the main Milford Road just in the distance. You'll see a rock fall. You may see a vehicle just pass through there now, a white vehicle. So that part of the road was closed for a while recently while they did repairs. Always moving, these mountains, always moving. Just down here is Guns Camp, and then out through here is the Hollyford Valley. So it goes all the way out to the Tasman Sea. We'll give you a look at that from the top up here as we climb up towards Harris to the top of the ROUTEBURN Track. Turned into another stunning day, and we're in our happy place. This is New Zealand. So this, guys, is called the Valley of the Trolls, and it does link up with some other tracks as well over the back, and there's a lake on the top there as well, but an epic spot. Done a bit of movie filming in here obviously over the years. One of them obviously being Lord of the Rings, but Mission Impossible also filmed around some of these mountains as well. And this lake below us is the Harris, and doesn't freeze over now like it used to. They used to get a good layer of ice on that in the years gone by. Not now, as the planet continues to warm up. But yeah, quite an epic corner of this track. Conical Hill just above us has an optional sidewalk for those that usually have the youth and fitness in them, but there's tracks and trails all the way over the back here that just go for miles. So we'll carry on down now. We're going to drop down into the Falls Hut, which is down in here, and then you'll see there's a bush line, nice southern beach forest there, as we drop down into the opposite side of the Southern Alps. So at the moment, we're sitting right on top of the most active tectonic plate on the planet. It's the main Pacific plate. It meets the Australian plate, and we're well overdue for a mega quake. Well overdue. So That's why we've got big mountains like this. Now over the back here, if you zoom in this video, it's Mount Aspiring. Mount Aspiring is the second highest mountain peak in New Zealand. Mount Cook obviously being the highest, just under 13,000 feet. Aspiring sits at, I believe, just under 11.5 or thereabouts. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, this track, absolutely stunning, and this is why I'll continue to do this event as Tailend Charlie as long as they'll have me, and as long as my body will hold up. This is Phil. This is the welcoming committee at one of the last marshal points, so we're just coming down to ROUTEBURN Falls. From here on out, it's easy sailing. Okay guys, so we're dropping down on the ROUTEBURN Flats side now. So this is on the east side, the opposing side of the mountain pass, the mountain range, or the tectonic plate of the Southern Alps. You'll notice some massive change in the foliage and the fauna and the bush. So quite a remarkable change considering you're only talking, as the crow flies, probably 20 kilometres. But yeah, that's how impactful these mountains are on the inbound weather that comes off the Southern Ocean, and it is quite something. Only a couple of places in the world that are like this. One's Canada and one's France, the French Alps. So we're going to start dropping down now into the valley floor, and from there we'll make our way out to the ROUTEBURN shelter end, Glenorchy, Queenstown side, and we'll call it a day. And it's been a long one. This particular event has been the longest that I've been involved in as a Tailend Charlie. So this is the new bridge, guys. It's replaced last year. Hard to believe it was washed away from a rock pool. Down here, took this bridge out and then pretty much carried on down to the valley floor. So it goes to show how powerful the backcountry can be. Look at that, wow. That mountain rock up the top there, it's always on the move. So expect shake here, and it's overdue. All of these mountains will change in some way, and these tracks will most definitely be needing some pretty serious repair work after the fact.